Pittsburgh Steelers fans, thanks for joining us for another Wednesday night episode of the Pump Your Brakes podcast. We appreciate you, each and every one of you rocking with us. It's Wednesday night. It's cold where we all are, and we realize you could be anywhere, but you're here with us. It's probably even better because you're probably in the warm, cozy confines of home, because it's definitely cold out there. It's 20 degrees where I'm at. I know it's probably colder than that where Big-G and Shannon at. So, yeah, it's like a cold front hit the eastern United States, you know.
Mm-hmm. Big facts.
I'm here with the triumphant threesome, no Diddy, the big triple OG, Shannon White. Shannon, what's good, man?
As you say, it is just frigid.
We're looking at what temperature there?
It was like 8 or 9 a few minutes ago, and we're looking at -3, -6 at night, and got to leave the water dripping because you don't want that to freeze up. And
right.
I just don't like these temperatures.
Yeah, like I told Big-G the other night, and Mr. Algorithm himself in the building, Big-G. What's up, Big-G? Like I was telling you the other night, Big-G.
Mm-hmm.
This is 20 degrees. It's super cold to me right now.
Mm-hmm.
Where you at, which is home for me, home base. I've talked to people today. I know it was 6 degrees this morning.
It was, yeah. At one point yesterday, it was like -1. Yesterday, it was like -1 at one point. But you know what you got to do, Tate, when it's cold?
Yeah, stay inside.
You got to get you some old tea. get you some old nice tea. You know,
yes, you made me think. You got your teacup out. Let me show you how coordinated I am.
Yeah.
Superman.
Yeah.
Superman.
Yeah, get you some nice Tate and Shannon. You like that teacup, don't you? You know, I know we're on a Steelers network, but make sure you get you some nice tea.
That's a championship teacup.
Oh, yeah, it's something like that. You know, you got to get you some tea and, feel warm inside, because, I'm feeling warm and fuzzy right now, but that's for another show. Warm and fuzzy.
That's definitely for another show.
That's for another show. I'm feeling warm and fuzzy. Maybe it's because of my teacup. Maybe that's the reason why, you got to get you some tea, man.
Shout out to the homie Juice Bellamy. G and Tate, we did it. Go Buckeyes. No doubt, no Diddy.
Yes,
Juice
sir.
Bellamy. It kind of played out like I thought. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, they got to 30, got 34. When they got to 30, I had a feeling Notre Dame would be able to score 30.
Yeah.
In that game, you and Shannon were talking about Will Howard backstage and his pro potential.
Yeah.
Probably 3rd or 4th round, but yeah, definitely pro potential. He made some plays that boost his draft stock. But also, Riley Leonard surprised me, man. He got in the draft now. He in the draft.
Yeah, he can spin it. He can spin it a little bit. He can. And he's durable too. He can run a little bit. He can run a little bit.
He's durable. Yeah, I think he definitely could be some team's backup too. To start his career, probably be a 3 clipboard carry, but he can elevate himself to a backup quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Wait, Tate, look what Claude said already, man.
Claude already on one? Put it up.
Claude. Look what he said, man. Look what he said.
Congrats, Tate and Big-G, on the sorry ass Buckeyes winning the chip.
Come on, Claude.
Thanks, Claude. We appreciate it, but I mean,
that's a hater.
It was expected, man. I mean, we appreciate your congrats. We definitely appreciate it. And what was the super chat for?
$1.99.
Thanks for the $1.99, Claude. But we champs, man. Put some respect on our name and put at least $5 up there for the champs.
Yeah. Is it possible to hate from the Matrix?
It is. That's what it's built about. I mean, because when you were saying comments like that, we know Claude live in the Matrix, so all his comments come from the Matrix, just like the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, I get it.
Hey, Shannon, question for you, man. And maybe Big-G know too, but I'm gonna go to Shannon first, because this was obviously somebody I got a feeling he know about, and I don't even know the name. But the running back from West Virginia transferred to Ohio State. Who is that guy?
Yeah, I already talked to Big-G about that when he signed. It's been a month ago.
Uh-huh.
He
And
just signed West Virginia a month ago and switched already?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
He immediately left West Virginia when they lost the ball game, and like 2 days later signed with Ohio State.
Wow.
His name's Donaldson.
Donaldson, yeah.
He's like, he come to WVU as a tight end.
Yeah.
And he's 6'3" and about 225. But he had his first big game against Pitt in the backyard brawl a few years ago. And he is a very powerful runner. And West Virginia's had some good offensive lines in the last few years. And he's been very productive. And he knows he's going to be running with a good offense, a good offensive line there at Ohio State. Yeah. So I think it was a smart move for him. He'll get more NIL money, of course. And I think he wants to show if he has any pro potential and to get to go play for the defending national championships. I don't have any ill will towards him leaving, no.
Right.
Shannon, I gotta sip to that.
Yeah.
And Big-G.
Mm-hmm.
So my question to you is will he get reps at Ohio State?
Yeah, the running back room deep though. Quinshawn and Travion will probably go. I hope we get one to the Steelers.
One of them, for real.
Yeah, we got Peoples, we got Bo Jackson coming in as a true freshman, Caffey, Donaldson. I mean, there's dogs everywhere, man. I mean, come on, man. We're reloading. We're reloading next year, not rebuilding, reloading.
Well, Donaldson is a power guy, but he does have a little wiggle. And he has that Derrick Henry, like if he could get out, he has more speed than you think. So
okay. Okay. Well, gentlemen, what we're gonna get into tonight, we want all the live chats, opinions, and questions. All our chat generals and chat fam, we definitely want you guys to contribute. But what we're going to get into today is the way too early volume 1, perfect Steeler offseason. So that's what we're looking at. We're looking at, I'm going to ask each one of us, and we'll talk about what 1 or 2 coaches you think need to be changed. We're going to talk about who gets cut and who gets an extension, potential trade away from the Steelers, that player, potential free agency, and the draft. What you want to see? Let's say the first 3 picks you'd address as needs or do targets for the Steelers. So round 1, round 2, round 3.
Yep.
But we do that, and we facilitate a discussion amongst ourselves and amongst the live chat. This is basically what we'll go over. Coaching changes, roster cuts, 1 contract extension, 1 blockbuster trade, any free agency signing, 1 or 2 you guys want to see the Steelers make. And again, 1, 2, 3 are 3 potential targets for the Steelers. As we said, and we know it's way early. We understand that. But I think everybody in the Steelers sphere is already chiming in and putting out stuff on the offseason already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is basically the first week of that, so we got a lot of time to go back and have revisionist history and relook at things and all that stuff. But this is just what we're going to do tonight. It's like a fun exercise. We're going to get into that and include you guys and talk about these things and go from there. There you go, Mr. Governor of the Matrix, the homie Claude Bishop. He came with that hot 5. He said, save this crap for the Level Up podcast. This is the SCN. So let Shannon talk since he's the one that makes the most sense. Shannon, make some sense for us to take us to our first break so we can come back and talk about what we got to talk about.
Well, I read it. I had to giggle. But now we're going to be talking. We talked about it earlier in the week. I haven't even started my draft evaluations yet. I do that. During the combine, after the combine, and I put out, 10, 12 guys that I think are possible targets each year. And my average for the Steelers, usually they might get 1 or 2 of them because, there's so many teams picking. But my average of these guys that go on to be successful professionals, taking in different rounds, is very high. So I always wait, before I say anything that way. But, we'll talk about, what positions they need to focus on, what type of players we're looking for, stuff of that nature. And I think it'll be very, very intriguing. Of course, Big G keeps up with the college game all season. So he has guys already in mind.
I done mock drafts already.
Yeah,
Shannon.
that's what I'm saying. So it'll be very interesting.
He like the black Mel Kiper. Just gotta get his hair fixed a little bit.
Yeah.
I want Mel Kiper's bread, bro, so we can talk that stuff. Because I'm telling you, I get in that war room, bro. I'm in there already. I'm watching film evaluation. So yeah, I'm excited, man, to do it. Tate, we got a brother man super chat, bro, for the 5 bankers.
It flow $5 super chat. Thanks, bro, man. Yep. Yeah, they signed Skylar Thompson last week.
Yeah.
He was with the Dolphins. He has some quarterback mobility out of Kansas State.
Yeah.
He was decent there. I really think he's vying to be QB number 3. I don't think he's going to be the backup. And I think,
but it also signals more Fields than it would Wilson.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. You're right about that.
That's facts, Shannon. That's facts.
Little less changes in the offense. Get some quarterback mobility, some play action, and roll out passing game and stuff like that. So I definitely agree, Shannon. But yeah, man. So we're gonna go jump to our first break and get back here to talk about all the stuff we're gonna talk about. Big G, you keeping up on the comments? You and Shannon, either one. You see a good quick discussion worthy comment. Let's get to it.
I got you.
So what we're gonna do is take a quick break and come back and get right into it. So we'll be right back. If you're watching on YouTube, we're not going anywhere. Looks like we up to about 90 something people just tune in with us. We about 11, 12 minutes in. So let's get that up into the hundreds. We know it will shortly. And we're going to take a quick break. YouTube, just stay with us. Listen on the audio platform from FFSN Steel Curtain Network on Spotify, Apple, Google, iHeartRadio, wherever you listen to your audio podcast. We have to hear a few words from our partners and advertisers, and we'll be right back after this. And we're back on the Pump Your Brakes podcast. Your boy Tate, the triple OG, Shannon White, and the one and only Mr. Algorithm himself, the homie Big G. Fellas, let's just tap right in, man, and talk about the Steelers offseason. So, first of all, go ahead.
The reason I brought this up was Dennis shared this. He's been listening to me.
The quad.
Bagent is the second string quarterback in Chicago out of Shepherd University. And he's the guy, if you watched Hard Knocks, when the Bears were on there, he's got size, athleticism, arm strength, and he processes well. And I think he fits the mold of what the Steelers should be looking for. We talked about Howard from Ohio State as a possible draft target. This kid has a lot of the similar qualities. And I would like to see, I don't know if the Steelers can develop a quarterback, but, they got to try at some point. And I think this kid would be a really good option. So the other thing I wanted to mention is, I don't know if y'all remember my article a few years back when the Steelers needed an inside linebacker desperately because they were running Devin Bush out there. And I said, I'd like to have Nick Bolton when he was coming out of college. And I said I thought he'd be a great fit and he was going to be a really good pro. And I had one draft expert in particular that thought that Davis, the kid out of Duke, was going to be the next greatest middle linebacker. And that Bolton was not, it was too small and he wasn't going to be able to have that same success at the NFL level. Yeah. Well, we see what Bolton's been able to do at Kansas City.
Facts.
And Davis went to the Redskins, if I remember right. And he's been okay, but he sure ain't Nick Bolton. So, again, like we was talking earlier, you have to kind of wait and see how they run and jump, their explosive nature, and then compare it to their college film. And then you're going to take level of competition
facts.
into consideration, because the guy might get jump out of the gym and he has all these qualities, but until you compare it to the level of competition that he will be facing in the NFL, that's why guys from the SEC and the Big 12, those are the guys that you got to reserve that judgment till you see how they test too. But I just wanted to mention that because of all the guys I've written about, I got more grief from Nick Bolton. But Nick Bolton is a perennial Pro Bowler.
That's facts. That's facts, Shannon. Absolutely. Tate, don't get the fine, bro. Don't get the fine. I almost seen the lips moving, but you good. I got you.
Well, he went to school in Missouri, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Nick Bolton. I remember him. But all right. Well, let's go ahead and get. I'm gonna go to you guys each, and you can give me one coach you like to see the Steelers dump. Realistic options. Shannon, Mike Tom not gonna get dumped. He already back, so you can't dump him.
He kicked that boy to the curb quick, boy. He's gonna kick him to the curb quick. Yeah.
And one coach you want to add, and we can and when we can agree on these things. So you don't have to say somebody different than me. Whoever's your target, just let that be said. Shannon, come to you first with the coaching change and addition.
Well, Meyer is the obvious answer because even though I feel like I do about Terrell Austin, I still think it's Tomlin calling the shots mainly on the defense. They were some talk about Robert Saleh, the ex-Jets, 49ers defensive coordinator.
Yeah, he got an offer from 49ers again.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah.
But they were some talk that the Steelers might be interested. I would like to see somebody that Tomlin would feel more comfortable and would keep his hands off of the defense and let that gentleman actually call the defense and be, let him take the heat if it don't work. But just, keep your hands off of it and kind of focus on what he needs to focus on. But I'd say Meyer right now because, again, I don't think that's Tomlin at all. That's Meyer. He's trying to run outside zone. He don't necessarily have the components to do that, whether it was the running back or the players. And there's going to have to be some changes on the line again, but hopefully this will be more permanent because there's some talent there, but they're going to have to be moved around and some decisions made on Daniels and Siamalu and so forth. I know it's the name from the past and I can't get past it, but I'd still like to see Munchak. He's one of the few offensive line coaches that I'm really familiar with, and that I know his style works and it would work with this offense that the Steelers are wanting to run. So that would be my obvious change, and as far as cut or fire and replace.
Yeah. I like that, Shannon. I like that a lot, bro.
Yeah, I like that too. You go ahead, Big G.
What? I think that because Robert Spillane has not signed yet with the 49ers, even though he was offered, I think there might be a possibility that we can get him in the room, at least in Pittsburgh, to have the conversation. I don't know if the money is going to match up with the money that the Niners would offer him, but I think from a defensive coordinator standpoint, he's the perfect fit for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He can realistically ramp up that 3-4 defense. I mean, for you guys that don't know from a schematic standpoint, we really run a 5-1-5. You know, our 2 edge rushers come. We got the 2 guys on the inside, and then we get another rusher offer here and there, and we go 5 DBs. So because our 2 edge rushers put their hand on the ground. A true 3-4 defense doesn't work unless your edge rushers are standing up. So I think schematically that coach can change it. But realistically, I don't know if Tomlin's willing to give up the control of the defense. I think Pat Myers is definitely the odd man out. And the guy that I looked at, man, and he likes Pittsburgh. There's some ties there from family and past. Is a guy named Stacy Sorrells. He's the offensive line coach from the University of Georgia. He coached at North Carolina prior to University of Georgia, but he's got Steeler ties long-term from past coaches and whatever else. And I think you got to get a young offensive line coach in there to coach that young offensive line. I think the biggest issue from a retrospective standpoint, looking at the Steelers season, was the health of the offensive line. That hurt us tremendously. You know, we lost Troy Fautana for the season, Nick Herbig for the season, Daniels for the season. We lost McCormick the last game of the year. I still believe that Jones has some type of interior pec injury or something like that that's going to require surgery. So those guys number one, have to be healthy, but they also have to be coached up. And I want a young, aggressive offensive line coach that can do the job in Pittsburgh. So I don't think you need a name. I think you need a guy who can teach technique. And Georgia's had some outstanding offensive linemen over the last 5 or 6 years that played in the NFL. So there's some ties to this guy. Don't be shocked if you hear his name mentioned about some rumblings about the Georgia offensive line coach possibly being in the mix to come to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Hey, Big G, as a former lineman yourself, doesn't Meyer, as far as his technique, the way he teaches, isn't it kind of unusual anyway?
Yeah, absolutely. He doesn't what he's good at is teaching interior offensive linemen versus the tackles. Okay. And you saw it. But his claim to fame is the supposed development of Dan Moore Jr. So he doesn't really fit schematically what we need to do in Pittsburgh. Because Tate, we've talked about this before on shows. Building a bully from an offensive line standpoint means that you have to be gritty and grimy, but your technique has to be sound and solid. And I haven't seen sound and solid technique from a Steelers tackle in 3 years. And I don't know if that's so much of a player or is that from the coaching. And it's starting to look like it's more of a coaching. So I want a gritty offensive line coach that can go in there and teach technique, teach proper handoffs, teach hand placement, all the things that need to be done at the pro level. So don't be shocked if this kid from Georgia gets in the mix as an offensive line coach.
And Jones needs help on technique.
Absolutely. And this guy Coach Jones.
Yeah.
So absolutely.
Super chat from Corey Brown. Thanks, CB, for the $4.99 super chat. Russ was on Pat McAfee show claiming the Steelers in contact with him. I don't think he will be starting. I think it's Justin Fields. No. I saw that a little bit of that Pat McAfee earlier today. Russ saying he's been in contact with the Steelers. They know he wants to be there and retire there, and yada 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 yada. So I think the contact Russ has had with them, and I don't know it to be the case, was his exit interview. His exit interview and letting Tomlin and Omar Khan and the brass know that I love to be back.
Yeah.
I mean, so technically, you in contact with him. But, factually and realistically, y'all haven't started talking contracts yet. I don't even see the Steelers ready to talk to anybody except Justin Fields at this point. I don't think they're going to rush and make a quick move on that because they got to you got to the beginning of March to sign your own free agents. And I think they would want to have it settled before Justin Fields is able to hit the market. I think they want to have him signed, and then they can go forward with all the draft preparation and cuts for the new cap year and everything like that. So,
well, how many quarterbacks have won a Super Bowl and has had the amount of success that Russell Wilson's had is content to finish out his career as a backup?
Yeah, that's not happening, and it shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
If anything, I mean, You don't bring Justin Fields and bring Russ back to be his backup. You just go a whole new direction and let Fields build the offense around Fields for this year. If it doesn't work, I mean, you probably got signed to a 2-year deal, but then that gives you one more bridge year to get you a guy.
Yeah.
You know, for I guess would be the 26th season. You'll draft him after next season, depending on how Fields does this season.
Adios
Super
muchachos
chat.
for Russ, dog. It's adios muchachos. Get to stepping. Pack the bags. Bye. Holla at
Russ
you.
gone.
Gone. Get him out.
Claude, another super chat from the Matrix. Hey, Claude, do the Matrix use the same kind of money we do here in the States?
They got Matrix currency. Matrix it's some type of different type of dinero. It's a Matrix currency, man. Get up out of here, man. And he's not a bust, Claude. He's out of position.
I think
he's a left tackle, and he had a pectoral injury this year. He's not a bust. Does he do nonsense sometimes? Yes.
That's part of coaching.
Yes.
That's part of coaching.
He's not a bust.
I think you move him to left, you put Fontana at right, you go ahead, Mason Cormick as an all seasons. Players typically make that jump between seasons 1 and 2.
Yeah.
You know, they talk. I see where they could save $7 million in cap space by cutting Siamalu, but I think you got to have at least one veteran there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One veteran there. So I don't cut him. I go ahead and keep him this year, and maybe next year one of the young guys will be ready to step in, or you get another cheaper veteran. Because I mean, I think Siamalu had his best years in Philly.
Yeah.
You know?
Facts. Agreed, Tate.
Real quick, my coaching changed. I mean, I don't think it's going to happen at this point. I mean, hopefully it does, but I don't think TA is gone.
Yeah.
I think he's holding on. I think he got 1 year left on this deal. The Steelers may not want to pay him to go away.
Yeah.
But I definitely think they need to hire a defensive consultant. Kind of like what Brian Flores was when he was there.
Yeah.
I think the Raiders are getting off Patrick Graham.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see him hire potentially as a consultant. But really the ultimate goal for me is to get off TA. Finally, me and Claude from the Matrix agree about something. And then my change would be the offensive line coach Kyle Flood from University of Texas.
Yeah.
He's younger. Pat Myers just look old. But him and Flood, he about 2 years older than Flood. But Flood is 51, I think. He's been around for a minute. Coached that Texas program. They've had some good linemen the past 4 or 5 years come out of there. I think
2 first rounds this year. 2 first rounds this year.
2 first rounds this year. I think you just breathe some new energy and new life into that room. You know what I mean? I think you got the players. Now you just got to find a coach that's going to coach them. And I think Texas and Sark did a form of zone blocking scheme, outside zone blocking scheme. So I can see where that would be a benefit.
Do you think that we could get Antonio Pierce to come in and run the defense?
I like that too.
Yeah.
I like that too.
I thought about it. Like, man, maybe he might do that.
At the very least, as a consultant, also.
Yeah.
If they don't get rid of TA, I would be with first Shannon's dude, Salah.
Yeah.
He'll be my first choice. My second choice, I could go Patrick Graham. He's defensive coordinator for the Raiders. I mean, Max Crosby's had some of his best years. The Raiders' defense has been decent. They don't have the talent I believe Pittsburgh has on defense. But I can see that potential.
Jaime said Mayo. I'm with that too, Jaime. Mayo as a defensive coordinator, bring him in today.
I do like that, Jaime. I do like that, Jaime.
Yeah.
I mean, because he's not going back to New England just because he's back to New England, even though him and Vrabel have a relationship, I'm sure. Yeah. Vrabel hired somebody today, didn't he? Dude used to coach with him in Tennessee for DC.
Yeah, he did hire him. I can't think of dude's name, but I saw that today. Yeah.
and they brought back Josh McDaniel, which I think
of course,
will be a good fit for Drake May.
Yeah.
You know,
3 years, Shannon said all three. Absolutely.
Yeah. So all right, real quick before we take another quick break, give me, and like I said, we can agree. So nobody has a monopoly on whoever you say right now. Because if G says a player or two, I agree with. I'm just gonna say I agree with what G said.
Yeah.
So G, coming to you first.
Okay.
2 cuts off the Steelers' current roster.
Larry Ogunjobi and Cole Holcomb. 1,
Okay.
2. Yeah. 50. That'd be like $16 million off the books between those two players.
Be like 19 million.
Yeah, like 19. Yeah. Larry Ogunjobi and Cole Holcomb. They're gone. Both of those guys gone.
Well, no, you might be right because I'm thinking. Well, I'll tell you, you ain't taking one of mine. Ogunjobi is one of mine. You ain't take my other one.
Yeah.
Shannon, who you say?
Ogunjobi, I think we all agree on.
Yep, that's one.
I don't necessarily agree on Holcomb. I think I'd like to see him restructure if they can, coming off the injury. You know, maybe they think it's best to cut him and then maybe try to sign him at a cheaper price. Because we don't know what the Steelers will be getting. I mean, I'm well past some of the guys I think are going to be leaving the free agency anyway.
Yeah.
So, you look at it to the contracts. There's a couple of contracts of guys I'd like to see traded, but we'll be talking about that in a minute. Yeah. So, besides Ogunjobi, if what we got out of Seumalo this year is what we're going to get next year, I would be fine moving him on from him.
That's fair. That's fair.
From Seumalo?
Yeah. I think he took a big step back this year.
No, I
don't
agree.
know why. I don't know why, because he was playing next to Frazier. But, I mean, again, he's been stuck next to Moore. And Moore impacts everybody on that line. But especially left guard. So.
Yeah, well, my top 2 are obvious. Ogunjobi was 1. My number 2. Well, he's actually my number 1. Ogunjobi's my number 2. Preston Smith. I mean, the cap savings alone from cutting him is $13 million.
Facts.
How many more years has he got?
I'm not even sure, but $13 million of savings, that's worth it right there.
Yeah, I agree with that, yeah.
You know, I think you get $9 million for Ogunjobi. So them two together is $22 million in cap space. And I think we're already at like 51, 52 million. So we could be just making those 2 cuts. We upwards of 70 million in cap space with other moves to come.
Yeah. Got to get some money loose because we got to be aggressive in free agency. We have to be aggressive. Got to be aggressive. So, yeah, get some money loose. Loosen it up.
Claude Bishop, General the Matrix. Wasn't Wholesome a green dot in Washington?
Yes.
And he was in Pittsburgh.
He was when he was playing,
Yeah.
Yeah, facts. He was.
He was when he was playing. So, I like Holcomb. But we don't know how he's gonna come back after an injury, though.
That's it. Yeah.
That's the thing. As a player, completely healthy. I mean, he probably moves ahead of Landon Roberts, and Landon Roberts will be your 4th middle linebacker.
Yeah.
Holcomb would probably be 3. And Shannon was right. Shannon was saying this a while ago. Maybe Patrick Queen in the guy. Big G, you say he's gonna get cut. So both of y'all is kind of on that train. I still have to believe that give him 1 more year, see how it pans out with a new schematic system, style of play, blitz him up between the A-gap more, just get him more involved. We play too passive defense, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But
I can see them giving a Queen another run, but the money they'll save is ridiculous. But if they get a real green dot beside Patrick Queen, he'll play like he did in Baltimore.
Again, where I agree with Shannon, Peyton Wilson can take the green dot thing.
That's what I want to see next year. Yes,
I think he's ready for that. He's already a smart kid.
Yeah,
he's athletic. He can call the defense and put people in the right place.
You got to let Queen chase the ball.
Yeah,
and cover, because he can cover pretty good. But
Facts.
you don't ask him to do all the pre-snap stuff, which I think Wilson is more than ready to handle. But the other thing you don't do, because Queen is undersized. I don't know if you really pay attention. He's not big.
He like what, 6 foot, 230, 235?
He's not very physical. So you got to get more beef on that line and improve the defensive line to keep him clean. The Ravens have them monsters on the interior, and Queen can just run to the ball. But he don't want to engage with the blockers.
That's facts. That's facts, Shannon.
No, you're right. You're right. You want to stay clean. All right, Lab, before we go to break real quick. One extension.
What? So can I ask a question? Does extension mean a guy that's currently like on the fringe of being re-signed, or a guy that's under contract that we're going to extend a couple more years? Which way are you talking?
Between those two, whatever one you pick.
I think James Daniels is a no-brainer. I think you have to bring James Daniels back to help solidify the interior of the offensive line, maybe to a 1 to 2 year deal, but you have to bring him back to put at right guard, to put him next to Fautano and build the right side of the offensive line. So, in my opinion, James Daniels has to come back. There's no way. If you let Ciamalo go, you got to get Daniels.
Yeah, my only thing with him, just like with Holcomb, injury. How's he come back? We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see that he was their best offensive lineman up until he got hurt.
Facts.
Shannon, you say who?
Well, I agree with Daniels if it's feasible, because they got so many holes they got to take care of. Warren is a guy, but he's also a restricted free agent.
Facts.
Now, if you want somebody that is not going to be on the, coming up, I agree with Clyde. He says number 25, Elliott.
Yeah.
Elliott was their best safety this year.
Yeah, that's facts.
That's a good one. That's a good one, Claude.
Yep, I would like to see Elliott back, yes. I mean, extended, or he's a Steeler for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I can see that, and I think he would be on board with signing something. He had what, 2 year deal for $6 million, 3 per?
Something like it, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and give him a little money. Take him from 3 to 8, lock him up for probably, 2 years after this last year, and you got the strong safety solidified.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you love to see what Daniels could do with Fautanu and Frazier on both sides of him? He ain't never played with that much talent right next to him.
Yeah, right. The right side of the line would be killing them.
Yeah. And then McCormick would go to the left?
Yep. Yes. Yeah. Okay. He's natural left anyway. He's a natural left-handed. He's a natural left-handed player anyway. Naturally.
Okay.
So right, no, that's not him.
I could be encouraged to sign on board with that. I just think they either need Daniels back or they need Ciamalo. They got to keep one of them, or bring another veteran in that you think has more upside than those guys currently. Yeah. But yeah, I could be on board with Daniels, but then now you letting Ciamalo go and saving that $7 million in cap space from his release, and Daniels, moving to the right and bringing McCormick over to the left.
I guarantee you more leaving will be addition by subtraction.
Facts. Facts. Get him out of here. Adios, muchachos, my friend. Bye-bye. We'll see you later.
That's true. That's true. Okay, my guy would be, and this is probably is TJ. I think you go ahead and negotiate something with TJ, make it a workable deal. I think TJ's making around 28, 29 million per right now.
Yeah.
He's not going to get up to Nick Bosa money. I don't think he should, 30, 33, 34 million. But if you extend him and keep his pay rate about the same, maybe do some void years where money can come off, or a team option for the last year or something like that, where you can get off of it if you sign him to a 3-year extension with the last year with a team option. Then you have him this year and 2 more years after that. Then you got an option on it. Yeah. I think TJ's the player one of the players, Cam Hayward was saying, they want to see retire a Steeler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, so I think TJ just, throw him throw him out the highest paid bag. I mean, you know, and I think he's going to prove himself next year and be back and prove himself. And like I said, we just go from there. I think the most expensive guy is the guy I would extend the soonest. Jalen Warren, I agree with Shannon, but I think you could just tender Jalen Warren. He's a restricted free agent. I think you maybe draft a running back and see how Jalen Warren plays.
Yeah.
And you got the guy in waiting for him on a rookie deal if he don't do everything you thought he was going to do.
Agree. I agree. You
know,
and Tate, we got to get some money back from Minka too. I need some bread.
Minka could be a restructure.
Bro.
He could be a restructure.
Yeah. Give me some money back, you know.
And most teams,
trade. If not trade.
Well, I think he's part of the TJ, Cam, Minka. I think those are three core guys they want to see on a Super Bowl run together. So
yeah.
I mean, now if Minka wants to be a Steeler, which I think he probably does, I think he renegotiates, take that $18 million down to $13 million, save us $5 million a year on the cap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something like that could help. I mean, most teams don't prioritize safety like that anymore. You get a guy that's talented that you can plug in, but you don't got to pay big bread. Next safety, it might be the last 4 minutes to get a big bread is going to be Kyle Hamilton. Yeah. So
there's one in college. There's one in college. Just be patient. There's one coming. He'll be there next year. But he still got to get drafted and still got to play his first contract to get there. So you talking 4 or 5 years away. I'm talking about as I see the landscape right now. Facts. Agree. Agree, bro. Yeah.
We're gonna take another quick break and come back and get into the rest of the things. You guys think about one trade for you do and one trade away you do. All right. And we'll be right back after these messages from our partners and advertisers. If you want to listen on audio, if you're watching on YouTube, just stay with us. And the PYB crew will be right back at you right after this. And we're back on the Pump Your Brakes Wednesday night. The homie Shannon, the Triple OG, Mr. Algorithm Big-G himself, G Stradamus, whatever you want to call him, man of at least 12 nicknames. But yeah, Big G, we affectionately know him as is in the building.
Yeah.
But fellas, okay, so this time I'll go first with trade. I like to see them trade George Pickens. George Pickens came out today on his social media saying, you know, he didn't say he want to be traded. He don't want to be traded. I don't know nothing about that. And he is like sourced by George Pickens. I don't know where you guys get all this stuff from. And I think it's clear. I think GP, I think you trade him. I think I've heard Big G says before. Big G, you said you think George Pickens thinks he's a $25, $30 million guy.
He ain't nowhere close to one.
No, but he thinks he is.
Yeah. He ain't even no WR1.
Well, depending on where he goes.
Where?
I said depending on where he would go.
New England, yeah, Patriots, yeah, number one over there.
Yeah,
not nobody else.
I think the best you get for him, and you'd have to take it, is a 3rd round pick.
I think you get a second, Tate. A second and a 5th.
And I'll say a 3rd and a 5th, maybe, but that team would have to want to re-sign him. That team would have to need a receiver. I've seen some talk about the Texans might be interested. Pair him up with, and maybe D'Amico Ryan can get to him. Pair him up with Nico Collins, 2 big body receivers, CJ Stroud. You got Schultz in there. You got Joe Mixon in there. They immediately become more formidable, and they can use some of their first couple of picks on the line. The Texans. My trade for, I think, hey man, you get rid of George Pickens. I'm trying to bring in DK Metcalf.
Ooh.
I know Deion. What's his name? Adams.
Devontae.
Devontae Adams.
Devontae,
Yeah.
Has said, I don't think he wants to be at the Jets. That's up to the front office management and Aaron Glenn now, who got the job. It's just the Jets. And I think Aaron Glenn's a good coach. He was DC in Detroit, and they had inflated numbers because they always played from in front, and his guys could just hunt. I think we saw what Commanders did to him and Jaden Daniels in the game last week, playoff game against the Commanders. But yeah, give me DK Metcalf, man. I'm still drafting the guy in one of the first 2 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Give me DK Metcalf. You got new addition. Well, it's been with the team but hasn't played yet. Roman Wilson.
Yeah.
And you got Calvin Austin. And I'll probably got 2 more guys to bring back. I would look at that, but I would bring back Skoranek.
Yeah.
I like him on special teams. I like his football character, mentality. I like that. I mean, now you probably get a guy better than him to be the 5th receiver, and Skoranek could be the 6th receiver that plays heavy special teams and stuff like that. But that's the direction I'm going. You got to shake up that wide receiver room. Pickens out, DK in, give me a draft pick. And I got Roman Wilson and Calvin Austin the 3rd.
Mm-hmm. All right, so go ahead, Tate.
Big-G, go ahead with yours. Trade away, trade for.
GP up out of there. Okay. Adios, muchachos, my friend. And I think we can get a 2nd and a 5th. I think we can get it. I don't care, and I really don't care where you send him. It don't matter. You can go anywhere in the NFL. It don't matter to me just as long as you ain't wearing the black and gold next year. It don't matter. You can go play anywhere. Bye. I'll see you later. But the dude I want Garrett Wilson. I know they signed the Detroit Lions coach as the head coach today because they're trying to fortify what's going on over there in the Jets. Mm-hmm. But GP don't want to be there, dog. I mean, Garrett Wilson don't want to be there. Garrett don't want to be there. So let's get Garrett in Pittsburgh with Justin. And then let's talk about it. Because Garrett Wilson is a WR1. I don't care what nobody say. He's a WR1. And there's a lot of familiarity with Garrett and Justin. So get GP out of town. Get Garrett in town.
Shannon, go ahead and read that super chat and go with your trade out and trade for.
Brother man, give us $5. Appreciate it. Said Garrett Wilson or Devontae Adams. Trade Pickens for one of these if possible. I'm not a fan of Devontae Adams. I didn't want him during the season when they talked about it. Garrett Wilson, I do believe, has number 1 ability. He just hasn't had the quarterback. He got the old Rodgers, and they never really clicked. And then before that, he had some really bad quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see him developing a rapport with Fields. They're both young. Fields ain't even 26 yet. So get Fields back.
They played together at Ohio State, Shannon. They was boys.
For him to be successful, you got to give him talent.
Yeah.
You got to give him some receivers they didn't have this year.
Yeah.
There's talk about Cooper. That he's going to be out there. That's somebody that they could maybe sign to upgrade the receiver room. They're talking about the young man from Ohio State as a possible draft target. Mekabuka. And, there's a guy. I mean, you could flip this room really quickly.
Yeah.
So I'm all for moving on for Pickens. If Pickens could have had a good year and not been all the drama, like I said, I still would love to have Puka Nacua. And
they'll never do it.
I know
They'll never do it.
The Rams won't do it, right?
Yeah, I would still love to have Puka Nacua. But any Cooper Kupp, it might be available. We know he's really a great blocker. He would be, that veteran leadership. So I like him as well. But I got to say this, guys, and it hurts me to say it. I love T.J. Watt. But T.J. Watt, I'm afraid it's J.J.'s doppelganger. And after J.J. hit 30, the injuries every year piled up, and he never got to his level again. And when that happens, a guy like JJ knows one speed, and it's all out. TJ's the exact same way. If they can't play all out and they're hindered by nagging injuries, they're not the same player. These are really good athletes, but they're not Myles Garrett athletic or Micah Parsons athletic. They're not quite to that level of explosiveness and dominance. And when Watt is 100% healthy, he's the best. But I'm afraid we're at a point, and I would rather see him go somewhere where he won't be the main man and totally depended on, and that he would have a chance to play for a championship in his tenure, because I'm afraid that that's not going to happen in Pittsburgh.
Shannon, a lot of players, man, we hold on to players too long in Pittsburgh. And listen, I know the live chat and all the people going to trip. Yeah. But if we got off of Watt, we could get a first-round pick. I'm flat out telling you.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, yeah.
We can ship him to San Francisco. We can ship him to the Washington Commanders. We ain't even got to ship him in the AFC. But if we shipped him out, we're getting a first round. So I'm not saying they're going to do it, because I highly doubt it. I would say absolutely not. But if it ever happened, yeah, I can see it, Shannon. I can see it.
I just want him to go somewhere that he would have a chance for a title. Yeah. And I just don't see it in the next 2 or 3 years. And I think his drop off is going to be precipitous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I don't disagree with that. And I think that TJ's a great player, but the potential value in him as trade bait could be a core building foundation for the future as we go forward.
For the franchise, exactly.
Right. Yeah. Next up, after trades, free agency, Big-G, Shannon, myself, which one person you bring in free agency? Your target.
Me?
Go ahead, Big-G.
I want Jerome Baker. Inside linebacker, green dot linebacker, play for the Miami Dolphins. I want Jerome Baker. I think Jerome Baker can change the complexity of the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. He knows what the heck he's doing. He can get you the players in the right position. He's a downhill tackler. Now, he's not huge, but he's in the Ryan Shazier type mode. Y'all remember when we had Shazier? Mm-hmm. Ain't that why we spent all that draft capital on Devin Brown that turned out to be big trash? Jerome Baker is built. Devin Bush. Mm-hmm. And Jerome Baker's like Shazier. I want Jerome Baker. That's my free agent target. That's who I want.
I wanted him coming out of college. I thought he'd been a good fit. Mm-hmm. I'm not against that. I mean, who you get? You get rid of Patrick Queen?
No, I put him beside Queen in a real 3-4 defense. Yeah. Say it again.
You with Peyton Wilson?
Yeah. No, on the outside. I think Peyton Wilson acts like Chad Brown. I could see Peyton Wilson playing on the outside, Herbig playing on the outside.
He played on the outside. He played on the outside. Where was school at?
North Carolina.
North State, yeah.
Yeah, NC State. But he's a body type of Chad Brown. Chad Brown was an outside linebacker. That's how Peyton Wilson looks like the same guy. Like, put him on the outside with Herbig, Highsmith, Watt, whatever you decide to do.
I was 25 years ago. So you taking TJ and Highsmith off the field?
No, you look at what you need to do with TJ and Highsmith. Are they willing to be stand-up outside linebackers? A rush edge can't have their hand on the ground. Not in our defense. You're playing a 5-1-5, basically. 5 down. You got 4 down, an extra guy going, 1 guy in the middle, 5 DBs. That's why we're in nickel 58% of the snaps. You have to have athletic ability and guys on the outside that can run with those inside slot receivers and the tight ends. Put Peyton, Herbig outside, and then put Jerome Baker right next to Patrick Queen. And I think you could do some things, in my opinion.
Right. Okay. Shannon, you're free agent.
Well, now this is one, like I said, I haven't even started to really look at who's going to be available yet.
Well, what position?
I would like to draft a defensive tackle
In the first?
a big boy, first or second. Probably have to get him in the first, and in the second, I figure you're looking at the top receiver, and you might have to flip it. You know, there's a couple of the big boys that might fall to the second because they don't offer a lot pass rush, but they're going to tie up blockers. So to me, you're in free agency. You're looking at a corner, or
How you like Carlton Davis from Tampa?
Oh,
Tate,
I like him. I like him, Tate.
Was he still with Tampa?
Yeah.
Who left him and went to the Lions?
Was that Carlton Davis? He's a free agent this year, wherever he was at last year.
I don't think if he'd have went to the Lions, he would have got more than 1 year. But like I said, I'm not sure who's out there yet. But I think it needs to be a corner or a wide receiver.
Bet I like it. Danny Littlejohn.
Yeah, he's a free agent. He is in Detroit now.
Yeah. Okay.
But he says he's a free agent.
We thank you for the $1.99. He said, I like Junkins, running back, Ohio State, and Jack Sawyer. You better like him. We sip to the tea with that. We sip to the tea.
I like Junkins and Sawyer too. I don't think Sawyer is a position of need. And I've come around to, typically they say BPA, right? Best player available.
Mm-hmm.
I think your first 3 rounds, you draft the best player you need at their position.
Facts.
And then the late rounds from 4, 5, 6, 7, you draft BPA.
Correct.
But remember that year we was all curious about what are the Lions doing, taking Gibbs and taking Campbell and taking Brian Branch and all, and they got the players that fit what they want to do, and all those players have been excellent players.
Facts.
Yeah, but who wanted Jack Campbell?
Yeah,
I mean, for Jack Campbell.
But that's what we said. They took him earlier than projected.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Gibbs he's a weapon.
He's a weapon.
That's speed. He is a weapon.
That's why we need to be looking at Travion Henderson or Quinshawn Jenkins in the second round for Ohio State. I mean, for Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
You better get one of them. Or Ollie Gordon. I'll take Ollie too.
I like Ollie Gordon. I was looking at I got it right here. Looking at some rankings today. Ollie Gordon is ranked the 17th running back.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's because he had a bad year, though. Because he had a bad year. But Quinshawn.
Let's wait to the combine and the pro days, and it might change. Yes.
But Quinshawn and Travion, listen, Travion is a Gibbs, Saquon Barkley, get that bad baby anywhere on the field and go to the house.
Big-G.
Yes, sir.
Running back rankings. Travion is 6, Junkins is 7. In front of them, they got Genty is 1. Is expected to run a 4.42. Omarion Hampton,
North Carolina,
expected to run a 4.46. Caleb Johnson, Iowa.
No, that's a Najee clone. No, heck no.
But he's outside zone. They run at Iowa.
Yeah.
He's the 3rd ranked running back. I'm just telling you the rankings of the what site is this? NFL Draft Buzz site.
Mm-hmm.
Your boy from Tennessee, Sampson, 4.
He's too small.
The running back from Oregon, Jordan James, is 5. And like I said,
real small.
Jordan James is 5'10", 210.
Too tiny.
Travion Henderson is 5'10", 210.
But Travion run a 10-100.
They got projected to run the 4.3s.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the Steelers offense is needing, is some more explosiveness. If you wanted to keep a big bruising back, you keep Najee.
Facts.
I think you bring Warren back, you tender him RFA, you probably pay him about $5-6 million a year. You get you a rookie in there. You can't wait later than round 3 to get the guy you're gonna want. And I think you can bring in a big back, a 3rd running back for those short yard situations and stuff like that.
Rock Sanders. Rock
as-
Sanders, South Carolina.
As Dresden, Tyler Warren, Emeka or Tyleek in the first, in my opinion. So if you get Tyler Warren, you got to trade Muth.
Yeah, I would trade Muth. If I knew I could get Tyler Warren, Muth would be packing. And I love Muth. But Muth don't block. I mean, if we're gonna speak facts, we're gonna speak facts. Muth's blocking is trash. He don't block.
Shannon, what was you gonna say?
All I was gonna say is look at the difference Saquon Barkley made to the Eagles.
That part,
now,
Shannon.
if you put Justin Fields back there, give him better receivers like Brown and Smith in Philadelphia, and a solid tight end, and then have that threat at running back. There's no reason that Fields can't do everything that Hurts is doing.
Yes,
agreed.
He's just as good.
Yep,
he's better talent-wise. Talent-wise, he's better.
Athletically,
that's facts. Yes.
Yeah. So no, I don't disagree, man. So free agency, Shannon, you didn't know. You just position his corner.
Yeah, like I said, corner and wide receiver.
What about getting your D tackle, nose tackle from free agency?
I had to see who's available.
Yeah, I don't know who's available to know on the line.
They got that boy in Michigan. At that big old defensive lineman. I can't think of his name.
Kenneth Grant. It's number
Grant.
78.
Yes.
Kenneth Grant.
I seen him run that running back down without an angle. I mean, that boy can move, and he's stout. And then there's another guy that KT Smith was talking about. And oh crap. One of the Steelers beat guys. But anyway, he's at the Senior Bowl or whichever the next bowl is, for prospects. And they say he's got sledgehammer hands and he's like 340 and you can't move him. I love that's what you want. You want a guy that can tap it middle.
Yeah.
I agree. I just question the value of using your one on the tackle. We put off skill position for years, wide receiver especially.
Yeah,
facts.
You know what I mean? And I think if you're gonna get the best version of Justin Fields in that offense, which needs far more work than the defense. Now I agree with you in second round. I can see defensive line being the next pick.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think we need to get an elite wide receiver to match with a potential free agent wide receiver to change that room up.
Yeah.
A wide receiver or cornerback, one of them.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, Big G, real quick. Free agent pickup for you.
Well, I said Jerome Baker.
Oh, you did say that. All right.
Yeah.
For me, real quick, I'm gonna stick where I'm at. What I said, I'm gonna go Carlton Davis. He's a man corner. Put him opposite Joey Porter Jr. You got Trice and Beanie Bishop, and maybe you draft somebody in the later rounds, and you got kind of a new DB room. And I got a sleeper for you, Big G. Well, let's go ahead and go to draft. Big G, go ahead.
You want to do the super chat with Claude?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Because I was looking for the matrix for him already. So you can go ahead.
Yeah, you guys should know. Claude, thanks for the 5. You guys should know Warren isn't a feature back, and Najee will be missed at the O-line. We will suck next year. Warren's going to play tight end exclusively.
Warren's a tight end, not a back.
Exclusively at the next level.
I think we will miss Najee as a hammer, as a short yardage runner, as in football character, but still need to get more explosive. He doesn't fit Arthur Smith's system.
Yeah.
All them bad pitch plays we saw all year that we thought were bad, it was bad because he was pitching to Najee.
Yeah.
And some of the blocking by Muth and guys on the edge.
Yeah. You got to develop.
You put Dan Moore and you put Muth on the same side, and they run to that side. It's like you got Frazier, you got Siamalu, and you don't got nobody to the left of Siamalu.
Yeah, that's why it was getting killed all year because Mook wasn't blocking, and Moore wasn't blocking either.
Right. Okay, so Big G, your draft 1, 2, 3. 3 round.
First round, 21, Emeka Buka, wide receiver, Ohio State.
I agree. So that's my number 1, too.
Second round, I think he might still be there.
And then the second round pick is 52.
Yeah. Tyleek Williams, defensive tackle, Ohio State. I think he might be there.
How big is he? What's his measurables?
6'4", 330.
So he's on the nose.
Yeah. 6'4",
and you move, and you call his nickname the Dancing Bear.
Yeah, Dancing Panda.
Dancing Panda.
I like it.
Yeah, and you move Benton to the 3 technique.
Yep. To replace Okeechobee.
Yeah. I like that. I like that. Third round.
I think he'll be there. I always pronounce his name wrong. It's Isalata. He missed a lot of the season this year for Tennessee. Inside linebacker, like 6'4", 235, 240. Big kid, huge kid, but he missed a lot of time. So I think his draft stock will be there. Inside linebacker. I like an inside linebacker in the third.
Okay. Shannon, your top 3 are, if you don't got a player, just give the positions 1, 2, 3.
Well, like we talked, I mean, it depends on who's there. The guy I'm talking about, Grant, probably wouldn't be there in the first round. So I like wide receiver or defensive back, either one.
Okay.
Second round, defensive line, big boy. Yep. And third round, if there's an explosive running back available, I think that's or whoever you don't get in that first, the cornerback or the wide receiver, you have that or a running back in the third.
No, I agree, Shannon. Those are my 3 positions. I think the Steelers, last year they redid their quarterback room, right?
Yep. And added 3 offensive linemen.
And the offensive line room. And Big G, to your last pick, they reinvented their inside linebacker room.
Yeah.
Queen, Peyton Wilson, Landon Roberts only been there. This year coming up will be his 3rd year in Pittsburgh. I mean, so, I think they like to play. Don't mean you can't add talent, but inside linebacker probably wouldn't be at the top of my 3-round list. I mean, then maybe day 4, I'm going to give you somebody, Big G. But my quick 1, 2, 3, Ibuka.
Okay.
I want Ibuka. He's a route runner. He's gonna run a 4.3. He's 6 foot, 205 pounds.
He's 6'2", 212, 213.
6'2"?
Legit 6'2", 213.
Okay.
Legit.
I believe
he's a big boy.
I believe you know everything.
He just
about
looks
Ohio
small
State.
standing next. He just looks small standing next to Jeremiah Smith. That's why. He just looked little. That's why. I mean, Bookie's 6'2", all day and night.
Yeah, say 6'1", 205. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like him, and like I said, I trust your knowledge on the Buckeye as far as that go. But he's a high football character guy. He won't be a diva like we've had the past few draft picks.
Oh Lord, please no.
You know what I mean? Oh no, he's not that. He's more in the mold of a Hines Ward type character.
Yeah.
So I like him in the first. We've been shortchanging the receiver room for too long. You know what I mean? We had tried a guy with some character issues and get him in the second. They go Pickens, they go Chase Claypool. You got Deontay Johnson was late second, maybe early third. I mean, go ahead and invest. It don't work. You hit sometimes, but more than not, you're not going to hit. Those guys are dropping for a reason.
Yeah.
So in the second round, I do like the defensive nose. Big G, that big boy from Florida, what's his name? He wears a single-digit number. He's so big in the middle.
Yeah, no, it's number 21. I can't think of his name.
He is 21 now.
He's number 21, but
a single-digit number though. But okay,
he like 400. He like 405. He's a big boy.
Right.
Yeah, that's too big.
That's too big.
Yeah, that's too big. He got to drop weight.
Okay.
Watson.
I mean, but
father, his name is Watson. He got to drop weight. He's too big.
So 405. So he got to get down to what?
360.
360, 350, yeah.
Okay. Well, I like him, and I like the. I don't think the kid from Ole Miss would be there. Nolan.
Walter Nolan. No, he's first or second round.
Right. Well, I'm talking second round, but not at pick 52 gone.
He might be.
Well, I like him second. And my third guy, what's his name? Deion Jones from Kentucky. You don't know?
I don't know.
I think he's number 0.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
D tackle.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I know who he is. He's all right, but he suffers. He does well in the run game, but in the pass game, he can't beat a double team.
Oh, he can't? Well, I don't need you if you can't beat a double team.
No.
You only got to beat it. You got to occupy a double team.
Yeah.
I mean, as you go on in your career, maybe you'll get better at that. But you got to occupy a double team from day one.
Yeah. Hey, I gotta correct something. I said the wrong name for the middle linebacker for Tennessee. His name is Keon Pili, Pili. Middle linebacker, inside linebacker, 6'3", 240. He didn't play that much this year for Tennessee. Go put the tape on for him. We need that. If we're not going to get Jerome Baker, we need to put him in. He's a green dot. He's
green
a green
dot.
Third round, we can get him easily.
Okay. I just don't. I think you got too many other needs. My last pick would be I got to go get my running back. So receiver, tackle, running back. And, at that point, I'm probably taking best fit available at the running back position. I would love it at pick 80, 83 to be one of the Ohio State boys. It's a good kid at Virginia Tech that's explosive.
Yeah.
Running back. Like he running the 4.3s.
Yeah.
He like 5'10", 205. They got Scatterboo running out, was projected to run like in the mid 4.5s. I don't think that's the explosion we need. No, I'm not suggesting. I'm saying, but I'm just.
I don't think he will. But...
You don't think he run mid 4.5s?
No, I think he's 4.6. I think he's 4.6 to even 4.7.
Okay. And so, those are my guys. Just say Abuka, one of those D tackles, and my running back, which I hope could be one of the Ohio State boys. But it's a deep running back draft. I mean, so
you could get Rock Sanders in the 4th.
Okay.
Easily. You could get Rock Sanders. Rock Sanders will be there.
I like Rock Sanders. What about the kid out of Tennessee?
He's too small. Samson don't weigh
190. Yeah, he's
too small. He can't take the punishment in the league. But Rock Sanders is the real deal. Rock Sanders would be definitely fit the mold of a Steeler, and if in the 4th round, if that's where you go.
If I could be a sports agent, I would want that kid. Watson, wasn't it? Is 400 pounds?
Yeah, and Florida,
and film it, the whole draft process and the combine and everything, and help him get that weight down, like we said, 350, 360, and his nickname could be Ozempic.
Nickname be what?
Ozempic.
Yeah. Oh, the weight loss drug.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
He could be the poster child. Do the commercials, show him at 410, and they show him at 350.
Well, if he taking it seriously, since they left out of Columbus getting smashed by Ohio State, he been working since then, getting ready for the combine.
Yeah.
If he's serious, then you show that you got work ethic, and then potentially when it's draft time, they bring you in for a visit, see where you at.
Yeah.
Now you done played yourself potentially a 2nd round pick with high upside.
He needs to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So my running back, Big-G, I don't disagree with you about Rock Sanders. The kid I was talking about, name is Tootin for Virginia Tech. 5'11", 210, 4.32.
Yeah.
Fastest running back I've seen so far. Travion was 4.36.
Yeah,
but
yeah, just somebody. Projection. That's projection right now. Yeah.
Right. I just need some juice in the backfield. So, Big G, go ahead with you said Jordan already, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you went linebacker 3rd round. So yeah, with that being all, man, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up and get out of here. We're 15 minutes over our typical time, but that's okay.
Hey,
Big
Tate,
G has something to do. He got that done beforehand. Yeah.
are y'all familiar with Spaceballs?
Yep.
Y'all know who Dark Helmet is, right?
Yep.
Now I want you to look at Big G's, and you tell me you don't think Dark Helmet.
Oh, you talking about Spaceball, the movie?
Yes.
It's been so long since I've seen it, but I know what you're talking about. I know you said that. I remember, yeah, that big hat.
Well, when he's got that hat on, I kept saying he reminds me of somebody, and it's Dark Helmet.
Dark Helmet.
Yeah, man. But we're gonna go ahead and get ready to get out of here. I feel like it was a great show. And we appreciate each and every one of you for joining us. We appreciate all the live chats. Thanks, Claude. Another terrible show. We appreciate you. And another Matrix-worthy comment.
Good night, Claude.
Enjoy your week, Claude.
Well, we got brother man. We got to pay the super chat for him, man, before we get out of here.
Oh,
brother
go
man,
ahead.
thank
Good
you,
flow.
man. Yes, he said so. None of the Steelers coaching staff is leaving. On a percentage, man, probably maybe one. Maybe one.
I don't think I didn't see it myself. I heard about it. You see the Grady Brown, he had an interview with Atlanta Falcons. I don't think he'll get the defensive coordinator job. But he was talking to Joey Porter Jr. and they having a discussion about Joey Porter Jr. stepping up, being a leader on the team next year. He wants to take on that responsibility. He's tired. He's tired of losing one and done. He only been part of two of them. Some players been part of all six of them.
Yeah.
So he's gonna try and step up and lead that room and work on his technique this offseason and all that kind of stuff. I think that's just one of the good parts in that. Also, it's reported, it's out there now, that Justin Fields should take a piece of Jaden Daniels' training regimen, and that's wearing the VR virtual goggles.
Yeah.
To read defense better, slow the game down better. It's also said the Steelers are always last to the party in a lot of modern stuff. I think if Tomlin truly wants to get out the way, he'll try some of this new innovative stuff that teams are doing. No, don't only bring your offense into the 2020s. Bring your practice techniques and things like that into the 2020s.
Well, I heard that Tomlin last year introduced microfiche to the training part of the program.
What's microfiche?
Something real old from a technology standpoint.
Oh, okay.
Forget the tablets and all the modern stuff like that. He brought back microfiche.
Right. That's old Mike T. He G. You know what Tomlin remind me of?
Who?
Coach Herman Boone.
Yep.
Remember, it's like Novocaine. Just keep doing it, and it'll break through at some point.
Yep. That's him. Stubborn,
Remember the Titans. Shout out to one of the best sports movies.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, fellas, any final words from you guys? I think we had a great show. We thank all the super chats, everybody that joined us. The Major Tomlin is too stubborn. Val Ford, Tomlin is very stubborn.
Yeah.
Mr. Woodsy, wow, Shannon, bringing Spaceballs in.
Yeah.
Great show, guys. Contrary to Claude's opinion, that's from the Quad Father. Thanks, Quad. Shannon bring 1986 to the group.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for rocking with me, you guys. As soon as we close down, I'll be on the Level Up College Football Podcast on Fans First Sports Network. We're doing our recap show tonight, talking about the 2025 college football season. So I'm directly going from this directly into that. So we'll see you guys over on Fans First.
Is that
Sports
a recap or that's a preview already?
The 2024-2025 season, we're doing a recap.
Oh, so 2025 being the playoffs and everything, not what you're talking about for next year.
No. Well, a little bit. We got something planned to talk a little bit about next year.
Okay. Well, yeah, everybody tuning into that. Get your college football knowledge. Listen to the Big G ranting on about his national champion Ohio State Buckeyes. and we go from there. Hey, Shannon, we hadn't done this in a while, man. But go ahead and take us home the old school way. She took us back to 86.
No.